Welcome, Warhammer fans and fanatics. Today we are going over the Battletome Fyreslayers, the big changes Warhammer community post. Alright, so the Fyreslayers are getting a new Battletome going up on pre-order this weekend. It's going to be the essential guide to Grimnir's Blazing Dwarden Warriors. Essentially, if you want to play Fyreslayers, you are going to pick up this Battletome. There's a lot of changes in here, and we're going to go over them right now. So, the Fyreslayers' core allegiance ability is the Urgol's runes. When you play Fyreslayers, every turn you pick a different rune. It'll give you a different benefit to your army and allow you to shift your tactics depending on the situation at hand. Most of the runes are going to be the same here, but we got a significant adjustment to the Rune of Farsight. So the Rune of Farsight now adds 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with Fire Steel throwing axes by friendly Fyreslayer units, and has an enhanced effect to add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made with Fire Steel throwing axes by friendly Fyreslayer units. So this is pretty good, honestly. It's an additional +1 to hit, and if you're fortunate enough to activate your enhanced effect, you get an additional +1 to wound. So it gives you some extra damage, and it's going to help a lot earlier on in the game, and for picking off units later on. All fired up for battle. Here we have the Fyreslayer armies are built around a core trio of units. We got the battle-hungry Vulkite Berserkers, magma-spitting Auric Hearthguard, and indomitable Hearthguard Berserkers. So as it says, all 3 of these units have become considerably more dangerous in the new Battletome, not least because of a significant boost to their durability. Got this beautiful picture here showing off the Berserkers. The Fyreslayers in the lore are tough. We mean really, really tough. You don't run around the mortal realms clad in little but jewelry and a mohawk without being pretty durable after all. To represent this on the tabletop, all of the core infantry of the Fyreslayers has been given an additional wound on their profile. So this is a pretty significant buff all around. There's no downside. Obviously not a nerf. It's clearly 100% a buff. Every core infantry unit of Fyreslayers is given an additional wound. That is huge. The durability goes way up. It's just a factor of every unit you have. Once the wounds just keep increasing, you're going to see a significant increase in durability. Additionally, each of the Fyreslayers core infantry units has also received improvements to core rules on their war scrolls. So the Berserkers, for instance, can now attack even if they're slain, making them great for dealing with your deadliest enemies. First of all, this is crazy. Let's read this. Berserk Fury. Got a little flavor text. No Fyreslayer will easily accept Death's Embrace while his kin are still fighting. Once per battle at the start of your combat phase, you can choose to unleash this unit's Berserk for Fury. If you do so until the end of that phase, if a model from this unit is slain before that model is removed from play, that model can make a pile-in move and then attack with all of the melee weapons it is armed with. This is insane. So a model from this unit until the end of the phase, so that you could have everything but one model from your entire unit slain. But before they're removed from play, they can then pile in and attack with all of their melee weapons. This is pretty crazy, especially combined with their increased durability and their extra wounds. You're going to be getting a lot of opportunities to pile in and attack with your quote-unquote deceased minions before they're slain. It's pretty wild. And then we have the Auric Hearthguard, on the other hand, are even better at slaying monsters than before, getting a nifty damage bonus combined with a nasty penalty to the move characteristic and rolls to hit their chosen prey. So here we go. Molten Rock Bolts. Magma Pike bolts not only burn the foe, but stick to them before solidifying. We get add 1 damage to the damage characteristic for attacks made by Magma Pike missile weapons that target monsters. In addition, if any wounds are inflicted on a monster by Magma Pike missile weapons, roll a dice. On a 4+, until the end of that unit's next turn, have that unit's move characteristic and subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by that unit. So this is a good toolkit piece for Fyreslayers to deal with monsters. If you hit the wounds, the reduction to the movement is gonna be pretty significant. So this is a nice little addition Definitely digging right here. And then lastly, we got the Hearthguard Berserkers have been given additional attacks, significantly increasing their offensive power, making them a superb unit with which to hammer your foe. So we can see their Fire Steel Throwing Axe has a range of 8 inches, 1 attack, 5+ to hit, 5+ to wound, rend nothing, damage 1. Then we go to the melee weapons. The Berserker Broadaxe gets a range of 2 inches, 2 attacks, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -1 rend, and 2 damage. Lastly, we have the Flame Strike Poleaxe with 2 inches of range, 2 attacks, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, no rend, and 1 damage. So just bonuses to their wounds, bonuses to their attacks. It's just all around perks we got here. So very, very exciting for Fyreslayer players. All right, next we have the Zargrim Blessings. Every Fyreslayer armor using the new Battletome is going to want to include at least one Auric Rune Smiter or Auric Rune Master thanks to the Zargrim Blessings. This is a table of prayers available to any Fyreslayer's priest, offering them a range of powerful abilities that can augment your units or confound those of your enemies. Prayer of Grimnir's Fury is particularly cool, allowing you to drive your chosen hero to greater heights of glory by letting them attack again. Very, very, very cool stuff. We'll read the Prayer of Grimnir's Fury right here. A red rage fills the hearts of those blessed by this furious benediction. At the start of your hero phase, one friendly model that knows this prayer can chant it. If they do, make a prayer roll by rolling a dice. On a 1 to 2, the prayer is not answered. On a 3+, the prayer is answered. If this prayer is answered, pick a friendly hero that is not mounted on a Magma Droth and is within 3 inches of an enemy unit and within 12 inches of this priest. Make a pile-in move with that hero and then attack with all the melee weapons that hero is armed with. So very, very cool. On a 3+, you're going to be piling with a hero, again, not mounted, but you're going to be doing an additional attack with all the melee weapons that hero is armed with. So you got a dual-wielding melee hero. They're going to be piling in, dealing a lot of damage. Very, very cool. I agree with what they say. You want to include a unit that will allow you to take advantage of this ability. And we have another incredibly useful option, the Prayer of Ash, perfect for sheltering a shield wall of Virkite Berserkers, or particularly valuable Runefather on a Magma Droth. The Prayer of Ash, born at a gust of hot forge winds, a circle of ash settles around the priest's allies, protecting them from harm. We got at the start of your hero phase, one friendly model that knows this prayer can chant it. If they do so, make a prayer roll by rolling a dice. On a 1 to 3, the prayer is not answered. On a 4+, prayer is answered. If this prayer is answered, pick a friendly unit wholly within 18 inches of this priest. That means not just the edge of the base. It has to be completely in that 18 inches. Add 1 to save rolls for attacks that target that unit until the start of your next hero phase. So a good little buff there. You might as well protect, like they said, shield wall. I mean, it's an entire unit. So you can, pick a unit that's doing a lot of work for you or that you want to protect. Give it an additional 1 to save rolls. It's going to add up. Not bad at all. Again, we're looking also at the previous wound buffs that they added. So a lot of stuff here that we've seen so far is stacking up. Again, we're seeing pretty much only buffs. So pretty exciting. All right, then we got artifacts, traits, and more. Again, nice little art here of them fighting some Slaanesh demons. We got the Battletome Fyreslayers, gives you more choice when customizing your favorite heroes than ever before. The book contains 2 tables of command traits, 4 tables of artifacts, and even a set of mount traits for Magma Droths. These can be used to create some awesome combos. For example, an Auric Runefather with Blood of the Berserker, Drakeslayer and the Flamescale Youngblood mount trait makes for an explosive combatant with the potential to deal a devastating number of mortal wounds. So we're giving some customization options to heroes. So this is, again, more and more positive things. I'm really enjoying the summary here. So we got the Blood of the Berserker here. So this is, breaking down some of the combos they're talking about. Attack, attack, and attack again is this leader's mantra. Once per battle in the combat phase, after this general has fought in that phase for the first time, if they are within 3 inches of an enemy unit, they can immediately make a pile-in move and then attack with all the melee weapons they are armed with for a second time. So we're seeing a similar theme of piling in, attacking with all of their melee weapons. This is a common theme we're seeing with all of these summaries, but basically you have your general attack. If there's any units left or there's any models left within the unit they've attacked, if they're within 3 inches, which they most likely will be, they're going to pile in and attack again. So you're basically just getting a double attack bonus. Very, very cool. Now we have Drakeslayer. This fine throwing axe is said to have felled a fireworm with a single strike. Once per battle, in your shooting phase, instead of making an attack with the bear's fire steel throwing axe, you can say they're throwing Drakeslayer. If you do so, pick an enemy monster within 8 inches of the bear and roll a dice. On a 6, that monster suffers 3d6 mortal wounds. That is pretty huge. So we're seeing again some monster keywords. So again, just giving Fyreslayers more utility towards monsters. You have to again declare this ahead of time. But say you have a monster that's really dealing you trouble, you say, all right, that right there, I'm gonna roll a dice. If you hit a 6, I mean, you might as well try it. If you hit the 6, 3d6 mortal wounds is huge. That could slay a lot of monsters. So this is a cool thing right here we got. And then we got the Flame Scale Youngblood. This impetuous magma droth crash is into the enemy lines, crushing its prey under its bulk. Alright, after this model has made a charge move, pick one enemy unit within 1 inch of this model and roll a number of dice equal to the charge roll for that charge move. For each 6, that enemy's unit suffers 1 mortal wound. This is a kind of cool little flavor thing here. A little fluffy. So basically, when your Magma Droth is charging in, you pick a unit there, you're going to roll, and then you're getting additional wounds. So it's just charging in after it makes its charge, and then it just crushes, you know, some bystanders. So it's a nice little flavor addition there. So again, like they're saying, you're able to combine these, so you can make a custom hero. It's got all this stuff right here. Super awesome combos, as they say above. Really exciting stuff. All right. Now we got an Arctic Runesmiter Ashbeard, the Droth Helm, and the Ashhorn Ancient Mount trait. This makes for the perfect leader for a spearhead of crushing magma droths. Ashbeard. So great is this priest mastery of magma energies that he smolders eternally. This general knows 2 prayers from the Zogdran blessings table instead of 1. So we got those pretty cool blessings we saw above. Take this and you're going to be able to use 2 of them instead of 1. Really good stuff. Definitely worth stacking up some of those buffs we saw earlier. Then we got the Droth Helm. The ancient helm was said to be worn by the first Zogdran priest to ever tame a magma droth. Here we go. You can re-roll hits for attacks made with claws and horns by friendly magma droths within 6 inches of the bearer. So we got some cool buffs for magma droths all around. Definitely worth taking if you're having a lot of them, and we're going to see towards the end of this why you might want to. All right, now we got the Ashhorn Ancient. This venerable magma droth is the matriarch of the Lodge's pack, guiding her kin since they were but spawnlings. You can reroll save rolls of 1 for attacks that target this model and friendly magma droths within 6 inches of this model. So this is nice, just an additional little save buff. And I like the little cute fluffy guarding her kin since they were but spawnlings. Very nice, very cute. And more buffs, more and more improvements. I'm digging it. All right, now we got the lodges. One of the most exciting changes to the Fyreslayers is the addition of lodges. These represent sub-factions of Fyreslayers from the background of the Age of Sigmar that are famed for particular tactics, all the while serving to reward some more unusual list building choices. Chosen at the army creation stage, each lodge has an ability, command ability, warlord trait, and artifact of power. The Greyfeared are able to take additional artifacts, and their heroes can attack simultaneously for maximum valor. We'd recommend using a cluster of artifact-armed Grimwrath Berserkers. So we're seeing a lot here in this post, a lot of tips and potential combos that you're seeing from these changes. So very nice. Games Workshop tends to do this a lot. You know, they tend to add some fluff, add some little little tips within these posts. So very nice to see. All right, so we got the spoils of victory here. Famed mercenaries, the Greyfeared Lodge have countless treasures and artifacts stored within their vaults, and many heroes worthy of wielding them. You can choose 2 additional Greyfeared heroes from your army to have artifacts of power. So really cool here. Just getting some additional artifacts. Those are gonna come in handy. Now we got the Expert Cohesion. The heroes of Greyfeared have fought alongside each other for many years and have developed the uncanny ability to anticipate each other's actions in battle, allowing them to fight as one. You can use this command ability in the combat phase when a friendly Greyfeared hero is picked to fight other friendly Greyfeared heroes that are not mounted on a magma droth and are within 3 inches of that hero can fight immediately afterwards before your opponent gets the option to pick a unit to fight. Any model that does so cannot fight again in that combat phase unless an ability or spell allows them to fight more than once. So, just some nice little cohesion. You know, you got to plan your army. You know, again, they're not mounted on Magmadroth within 3 inches of your hero, so it's a little situational, but if you're able to use it, it's going to help you out for sure. And now we got Lofnir, on the other hand, our Fyreslayers Lodge from Gudur. As befits warriors from the realm of beasts, the Fyreslayers of Lofnir are famed for their Magmadroths. This is represented in-game by a rule which lets them take more Magmadroths than other armies, as well as allowing you to take a Magmadroth trait for each. This is kind of what I was alluding to earlier. I'm going to read it right here, but very, very cool stuff. We got the Venerators of Volcatrix, the Warriors of Lofnir, hold great esteem for Volcatrix and her offspring. We got each Magmadroth in a Lofnir army, instead of only one, can be given a Magmadroth trait. Really potent stuff if you're going to plan your army around that. In addition, if you're fighting a pitched battle, you can include one additional behemoth in your army as long as every behemoth in your army is a Magmadroth. Wow. Really, really cool stuff. If you're super into Magmadroths, you want to pile in a bunch of them, this is the way to go, guys. Super, super exciting stuff we got here, and more. It's a little teaser at the bottom. That's all we're revealing for now, but keep checking back. We've got more lore, previews, and rules from Battletome Fyreslayers all throughout this week. In the meantime, and the flames of your passion have been ignited, why not start collecting Fyreslayers today? So, you know, a little pitch. If you are looking to get into Fyreslayers and some of this stuff has piqued your interest, maybe you want to pick up Start Collecting. It is a good value for the set, definitely. But honestly, I'm just really excited. This is a lot of stuff that we're getting previewed. And keep in mind, the entire Battletome is going to go up on pre-order this Saturday, this upcoming weekend. So if you guys are looking into playing Fyreslayers, if you're excited by these new rules, I would suggest heading to your local store, getting that pre-order, or just heading online, getting that pre-order. If you're looking to get into Fyreslayers, post a comment down below what you're most excited for, other information reviewed today. If you like the video, please hit a like. If you're looking for more Warhammer news and tips and tricks coming down the line, and some painting tutorials. I know this is a new channel, but guys, please hit that subscribe. This is improving your game. Thank you for tagging along and checking out this new info with me, and you all have a great rest of your day.